So in today's Creative Confidence Catch Up, I'm going to be speaking with Aaron. So Aaron, would you like to chat a bit about what you're all about?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name's Aaron. I work for a charity called the Dana Award, and I worked with Amy a year or so ago in schools where we work with young people to deliver a mentoring program. And part of the mentoring program is we get professionals to come in and mentor our young people, support our young people, and develop positive relationships. The mentoring program itself looks at developing confidence, communication, self-esteem, other work readiness skills for the young people so that when they go out into the world of work, they're prepared for whatever they face.
That's brilliant. No, thank you for telling us a bit about that. Yeah, my first question to you today, since we're talking about confidence and self-esteem, um, in education, your own education, would you say the reason why you are doing what you're doing now is because you might have lacked confidence as a child, or how was education for you?
Yeah, so education for me was a bit of a challenge. I I think I was very I think I am quite a bright person, but I think I was also at that time quite lazy when I was in school. Um, and I wasn't motivated to kind of want to revise, to do my coursework, to do this and that. But I think I feel like there was a lot of challenges within education at that time. There wasn't a lot of opportunities like there are today. Um, and kind of there wasn't that support that I felt that I could have done with. And looking at the work that I've done now with the young people I work with, it's clear to see that there is a massive shift in that support in schools that was missing when I was younger, and I think that would have really helped me. Just to understand what my future could have looked like really and what else there was out there for me to do. Um, but also kind of like push me to want to do better and push me to kind of be more motivated because I do think motivation was a big issue for me. Um, but I didn't let that stop me. I still went to university. I still got my degree. I still all the work that I'm doing, I'm very happy and very passionate about doing. And I think the experiences that I did have shaped my view of the world and kind of the work that I do. And I think had I not had those experiences, obviously looking back at schooling and stuff, having not had those experiences, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I wouldn't be so passionate about helping young people in the way that I do today. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. No, that's really, really interesting. So, well, where you have got to now, then, what would you say like is the best part about being a part of the Diana Award? What certain bits like really get you like motivated? Tell us a bit about that.
I think the biggest motivator for me is just working with young people. I think we look at the environment of schools, we look at, teachers not getting paid a lot,
Mhm.
and the strikes that they're going on, we look at, the environments. So I read a report recently that there's a lot of school buildings that are in disrepair and need a lot of work doing. There are
Yeah.
many challenges facing the young people when COVID happened, all that with the lockdowns and not experiencing in-person teaching, and I think education is at a place where young people are finding it tough. Mental health, again, for young people is on the rise. So there are a lot of challenges the young people in our communities face, on top of the already many challenges that they face if they come from disadvantaged backgrounds, like lack of opportunities, lack of networks, lack of understanding of what the world looks like. So I think all those challenges coming into one and kind of where I am in my career in terms of in the space that I am and in the kind of, yeah, I think it all comes together quite nicely, and that's kind of allowed me to want to kind of motivate me to kind of work with the young people and to support them in any way possible. And I think the Dana Award in particular, we have a mentoring program which I'm a part of, which helps develop career readiness skills for young people, but we also do stuff around young people's mental health. We have an anti-bullying program. And we really put young people at the heart of what we do. And I think that's when you're working with young people who are facing so many challenges, that's important. We want to hear from them what they think is important. We want to hear from them in terms of what they want to develop. And we want to what they want to kind of work on, and what are some of the challenges they face and some of the uncertainties they have. So we can kind of address those with them, we can work with them to address those and help them with their future. Because I'm living my career, I'm doing what I'm doing, and I can only help the up and coming young people to support them in their careers and their futures. So yeah, so I think the work that we all do is indicative of that, and it's kind of helping as many young people as we can for a
Mm.
better future.
Yeah, and when you talk about so like the to my next question about community, and it is listening to the younger people, isn't it? Because I always find so often like it's like on TV, in meetings, government, all this. Like I don't want to get too political, but I always find there's a majority of older people, and obviously having a view from an older person, they're always going to have that maybe traditional view about what things are meant to be. But obviously, if we don't get like younger people involved, then they're the ones that are going to be growing up in this world. What these older people are putting like their actions and stuff that they put into place. So do you feel like yeah, for young people, then their voice needs to be heard as part of the community?
I think so. If you look at people like Greta, for example,
Hmm.
she is a young person. She is voice, to really make a difference in the world, and people are taking note. And I think if we give power to young people, if we give them the opportunity to share their voice, then they can make a real change in the community. And we've seen that in the Dana Awards. So
Hmm.
we have an awards program where we recognize young people all across the world who do good social action projects within their communities. And on the mentoring program itself, we have an element where we get young people to develop a social action project, looking at a social issue within around their community or in a school. And I think giving young people these opportunities and these skills to be able to do that is important, because they are going through a lot
Hmm.
in their communities. They are facing a lot of challenges, um, and we want to empower them. And like you said, it's good that the older people are kind of understanding these issues and making the decisions. But I think it's more important that we let young people do that, because it's their world that the big um and some of the older people are, I mean, without sounding a bit ageist, let's say,
No,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
you know,
it's hard to kind of categorize it in a way that's like, but it's a separation between the two.
yeah, and young people have a lot more time to kind of experience the world. Um, and we should give them the opportunity to shape it into what they want, into the world that they want to live in, essentially. Because it's not fair that we kind of dictate, or the old people dictate the world that they live in from their point of view. And I think, like you said, Amy, that everyone's point of view is different, but
Hmm.
it's their point of view that's important, because it's their future.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, in terms of like community projects, in terms of the Diana Award, so are you currently working on any like projects? Because I found that like when I was on it, like obviously being the I support as part of the support, I really like the practical approaches. Like instead of kind of doing this way of book learning and all of that, like the sort of usual educational perspectives, what people would assume would be in a classroom. What I really liked was that there was those sorts of team building exercises and like more practical approaches. Are there any particular ones what you find interest you, or you feel that have worked better within the classroom to get kids involved in
Yeah, I
decisions?
think the teamwork aspects kind of, a lot of the young people we work with aren't necessarily friends outside the program. They've seen each other in their classes, in their lessons and stuff, but they wouldn't necessarily talk to each other because they've got their other friends. So I
Hmm.
think creating an environment where we have a range of different young people coming in, you know, with different levels of confidence, different levels of self belief, and all these different kind of young people. It's great that they get to work together, get to take part in activities. Um, and you can really see that confidence. I think we do a survey right at the beginning of the program, and then we do the same survey right at the end, and it kind of allows us to track the progress and the feelings of the young people. And we found that, in most cases, their confidence has increased, their willingness to kind of take part in discussions, put their hands up in lessons, share what they're feeling, share their answers has increased. And that's all due to the fact that we play teamwork building games. We have discussions, we have debates, we get them up and out of their seat, engaged in these activities and the games that we play. I think when you look at a lesson, for example, like a maths lesson, a lot of it is teachers at the front, reading off the board, reading from textbooks, set some tasks, and the young people just do the work. Whereas I think in our sessions, we kind of introduce what we're doing, but then we get the young people to really take lead and take charge of that and get involved. And I think that's, again, giving them the power and kind of giving them the responsibility, it really helps them.
Yeah, it is really exciting to see being in that position like I was. I can't remember, was it a year ago or something?
Yeah.
And it like just to see people who may have lacked confidence, and then over the few weeks you just see them like not like suddenly, but like over the weeks, like they gain the confidence, and you're like, that's amazing. And then and then you hear about what they're doing, and you're like, that's amazing how a program like this can like really help people to, I don't know, push the potential, get to the potential and reach it, rather than feel like, oh, I can't do anything because this is the way we've been told that we've got to learn, and it just doesn't suit them.
Yeah. And I think, kind of like you mentioned, we tend to work with students who are at risk of not being in education, who are stuck in the middle, kind of who fall in between the cracks in school. And I think these are the students who need the help the most. And like you said, you can really see the energy and the difference from the start of the program to the end of the program, and how much they've come on, and then it's great.
Yeah, really is, really is. So yeah, as we come towards the end of this week's episode, my last bit I'm putting to you is, do you have any words of encouragement or any words of wisdom that you think might be of useful to the people on here today?
Yeah, I think it's important to know that challenges exist in life. We all face challenges. Everyone goes through tough times, and there's this saying that if we could all put our problems into a pot, we would all take our problems back, just because of the challenges everyone faces and the issues everyone faces. But I think it's not to discount those. And I think we should all kind of encourage each other. We should all support each other, and we should all kind of work together to yeah, just be supportive of one another. I think we can't do everything alone. We have to work together. We have to, if we want to make a real change in the world, that is something it takes a group of people to do. Um, so yeah, so I think the biggest advice I can give is to be supportive of one another, but also come together and work. And by doing that, you can really make a change, and a positive change, and a change you want to see in the world that we live in.
I love it. I love it. No, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your story. It really has been really inspiring, and I hope everybody on YouTube enjoys it too. But yeah, thank you so much.
Brilliant. Thanks for having me.